Yeah, digital circus. I was, it ended, and I saw this. My brother, he had this, and I thought, hey, the pomning. So that's the prop. Yeah, I haven't uploaded in a while. Well, got a new phone. I don't know if you can, probably can't see a difference in the video, but there is one. And aside from that, I haven't had anything to say. Well, there are videos I want to do, but those involve, my friends, and it takes a bit of effort to, coordinate 4 people and doing stuff like that. So, but I don't know. It just, haven't had much to say, huh? Well, I am like, what do I say about like? Usually, I guess usually the filler is Overwatch, and in that case, in the case of Overwatch, something really amusing did happen. Because I saw something where people were like, I can't like have a face cam while I play because like they make a weird face while they play, and I didn't do, and so then, well, I know I don't do that because Queen never cry. Queen. Well, I don't. It's not that I don't let myself look. Well, yeah, I don't let myself look ugly, unless it's for the bit or So oh, I want it back. Speaking of vanity, I've had like a breakthrough yesterday. Usually, well, the reason I don't know, where am I going? Okay, so the breakthrough. The thing is that it's been established that it's known by this point that I go through phases where I don't feel so good. And yesterday, despite that, I had the strength, the willpower to lift the weights. I think that was pretty big for me. It was like a positive development. I wonder if I could do it again today. Really, really looking forward to that. Yeah, do something for you, don't it? But yeah, that felt really good. But as far as like saying nothing, I feel like it can be really easy to become a nothing person because, well, when you don't feel nice, you don't want to do anything, and things have less of, they don't, sometimes certain things don't resonate with you super well. In my experience, I'll get angry easier, or actually sometimes some things will resonate with me better because I'm already sad, and then I see a character cry, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna start crying. For as little tears as I'm able to muster. I don't know when I'm gonna like fully let it out. Probably death of a parent, god forbid. But I want the ball. Oh yes, when I saw the recording of me, my eyes darted around. I thought that was kind of freaky, but I was really giggling a lot. I'll probably like splice it in there, but I don't know why I was just so happy to look at myself. Sometimes it helps, yeah, looking at myself. I like to do that. Sorry, but not all the time, because when I feel really bad, I will look really bad, and like this, that right now it doesn't bother me because it doesn't bother me right now. But when I woke up, it was bothering me because I'm like, why are you sticking out? Oh, this is so ugly. I'm so ugly. Everything sucks. But I don't feel that way anymore. I'm after this, I'm gonna go eat and that'll make me feel better. Eating always makes me feel better because it's something you feel it. I can taste. Yeah. And even if I am sick and I can't taste, or I can still feel my body being, stomach being full. That's nice. Oh yeah, the nothing, being a nothing person. So yeah, when you don't feel bad, you don't really do much, and then you don't have a lot to say, and when you feel good, well, there's so much media content slop in the world that like you consume it, and then what? The only time to really have something to say, I think, for anyone is to do nothing. But then you ask someone how often they're doing nothing, and what I mean doing nothing is like, when you're in the shower, that's a time when thinking gets done. Shower thoughts, it's a whole thing. Like a lot of my videos come from being in the shower, and when you're doing nothing, it's great. It's great to do nothing and not have 50 million fucking ads in your face. I turn on the fucking PlayStation and they show me shit for Grand Theft Auto, and I'll get it. I'll get it right now. I fuck it. Let me get a thing. Let me get the thing. It was a script for Pokemon and the Boys and nothing, and basically the whole point was that the way those things work is that nothing ever happens, huh? Nothing ever happens. I actually did a video on it before it became mainstream, so yeah, true self. Anyways, I guess I'll do it now. Fuck it. Why not? What was I talking about before this, though? Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto will also apply because the reason nothing ever happens and why these stories can't say anything or can't really do anything is because the contradictions. When you're made by a big company, you can't say anything because think about it like this. If someone is being abused, they're not going to talk about it. So to blow that up, to scale that up, if the company, which we know is evil, they can't talk about how they are evil, it would be bad. It might wake people up, so to say. So they can't do things like that. And if you say something that might be grating, then that means you risk losing your audience, which is why the Pokemon games are nothing. Pokemon is nothing. Grand Theft Auto will be nothing. They don't have anything to say. The boys, the boys. Yeah. We can criticize Christianity. Fucking 20 years after Reddit, did it because it's safe. It's safe. You can criticize Christianity because, I think they are already so cucked that, and they don't care. They'll be like, yeah, that's just like a dark, it's real, and they'll watch it and they'll think it's just like a dark, corrupted version of the religion, and it's actually really interesting to see how people, will use religion to manipulate people. Not me though. I am religious. But I'm not being manipulated, and and it doesn't matter. The Boys, they never talk about Israel, and so it doesn't say anything. The Boys has nothing to say. The Boys is Israeli. It's all, and they say, you're not supposed to say goy slop. You're not supposed to say void. I want to say how else am I supposed to describe Popeyes or McDonald's or Cane's? It's goy slop. It's not good for you. If you go a while without eating it, that shit will fuck you up. Your stomach will hurt. It's not good for you. And I see Ayn Rand. I see Ayn Rand or Canary from Pokemon Za, and or Lily. Yeah, Lily. I don't give a shit about fucking Lily or Marnie. and I see these fucking boring ass characters. Can I call them a foid? Yes, I can, because it's actually woke of me to call these characters foids because they don't have a real character. Ayn Rand is not real. She's fake. When they made Widowmaker, they had an idea of what her personality would be and how that, dictates what she wears. Most of Widowmaker's skins, let's say, are usually dark. Purple lady wears a lot of black, but Ayn Rand is blue all the time. What is Ayn Rand's color? Red? I don't know. Isn't that also Brigida's color, or yellow, or I couldn't. Yeah. Ayn Rand's not real. So when and any anime woman, to me, and until proven, real, is a void, I guess, so to say. The Digital Circus ending. Let me go back to this, because I'm holding the ball. I just saw the ball and I thought, yeah, Digital Circus, that's what I'm talking about. So, did it have something to say? Well, Gooseworks famously said that it's supposed to be about finding meaning in a stagnant life. But that's not true, because it wasn't stagnant. They killed Cain and overthrew him and then had a better world. They got rid of Jax and made it better. So, really, what you could take away from the Digital Circus is that if you kill annoying people, your life will be better. So not sure what that stagnant thing means, because what do you mean stagnant? You can just make more people, I guess. And it ends before it really gets interesting, because okay, so what if these characters are now all God? How cool would that be? But the show ends, and I guess there might be something to say about Jax and the trans thing, but and it feels so performative saying she and when referring to Jax, is that shit yes, we saw it coming. It's Gooseworks self-insert. We knew that was a character she drew the most, but oh my fucking god, really, Jax? My little brother, he's been drawing the circus characters a lot. He's really been obsessed with the scene where they peel Jax, and I thought it was pretty cool. That was when that little whole montage of them getting, tortured by Cain. I thought that was cool, and also the one where he threw Gangle trying to kill herself at her. I thought that was a little fucked up and crazy. That was not cool. That was the only bad thing Kanan ever did, because the Gango, she's sweet. But when I had to, because I was watching the whole episode with him. He's 6 years old. He can handle the Digital Circus with a fucking whatever. But his attention span is so fucking fried. He doesn't really know anything. He kept asking me questions, and then we didn't finish it. Okay, we didn't finish it. We got to the end of the song, but before the song, Cain has his crash out, and when I knew it was off the first time I saw it, but when you watch it back, and his big character turn has nothing to do with anyone else, when that shit happens, and it's him talking to himself. You didn't think that was a bad thing? You didn't think that was a problem? You didn't think the big character moment should have been related to anyone else? No, clearly not. Because what do Jax and Kinger have in common? They're purple? Nothing. It's fucking nothing. This show sucks. Get this shit out of my sight. Anyways. But actually, no. Bring it back. Damn. So one of the big problems people have with it is that it's only 9 episodes, and that a lot happens, and that it's all about Jax, and what does Pomni even do? This question goes unanswered mostly. But I don't know, my back. I have my back and something really uncomfortable. You can't see it, but it's very uncomfortable. Yes. Do I just read the script off? Yeah, why not? Pokemon Legends Za is a game I haven't played because it's boring. I'm not gonna get into the baby gameplay. Just the world itself is boring. You see, when one writes about fantasy, they write about the real world. There's like,
I knew a bit about the threat of fascism. So this struck me as potentially a very interesting backdrop for this future world that I was going to be talking about, because as with most of the future worlds in science fiction, you're not talking about the future. You're talking about the present. You are using the future as a way of giving a bit of room to move, a bit of a fantasy element. It makes it into something that is once removed from the thing that you're actually talking about, so people can enjoy it on a fantasy level, while hopefully perhaps some of the deeper points that you're making are sinking in.
Wizard clip, I'll put it in. Magic trees are common because trees and music make people feel nice and relax. Of course, there are normal trees in these fantasy worlds too, because the writer, kind of has to port basic things over into their world, and writing is hard. Of course, they have to. We're gonna have a fantasy world without trees, without rocks. That's ridiculous, and you need to ground somebody, And Pokemon does this too, and that's why it's so successful. Squirtle, that's a fucking turtle. He's just blue, but it's charming, But Pokemon, when there's certain things that you can carry over, but when you carry over too much, you can't really tell a story. And I sort of leap into a section about the boys, and when do I bring it back about Pokemon? I don't think that was a good structural decision to immediately leave Pokemon after one paragraph. Yeah. So Pokemon doesn't really do villains anymore. It has money and corporations by extension, but they aren't allowed to be evil because the Pokemon games are made by the Pokemon Company, and the Pokemon Company needs you to buy its plushies and its shirts and its fucking teacups and all sorts of bullshit. And you can't have an anti-environmentalist message in something that by taking part in it is bad for the environment. So, food. It would be interesting to find out where food comes from in the Pokemon world, but that's not really something that they ever explore, because that would be, scary. It's too real. And not only is it too real, part of being too real is that eventually you run out of things to say. That's part of the issue. Okay, that was a fucking. Ugh. Okay. Eventually, you run out of things to say once you actually start saying things, and I guess does this apply to me about not having anything to say at the start? Anyways, filler. That's what Pokemon is. That's what people say that the game stories feel like. It's filler. All these wacky new characters in ZA that show up and then disappear and whatever. But filler is necessary, I guess. Well, for long-running stories, the pace of it, right? The pace. The Digital Circus, they say, has no filler, so it's very short, and some people say that it should have had filler, because if it's a character-driven story, filler would have helped us get to know the characters better. It would have helped and I agree with that. I'm one of those people. So, yeah, that's just true. That's a thing. But let's say The Boys or fucking Marvel or any of these bullshit fucking franchises, they can't end, so they have to keep going. So and it's just filler. They can't say anything. And then you have, so in a lot of cases, whenever, like, I guess the best long running series will have things be self contained, like Shin Megami Tensei. How many of those games are there? At least 5, huh? And those are used sometimes self contained. There are references to there are references to, I'm gonna abandon this because I actually don't know too much about it. The Final Fantasy. I don't give a shit about fucking Final Fantasy. Transformers. Do they have anything to say? No. Because it's a franchise. It has to keep going and going. So there's no end point. There's no satisfying point where because at a certain point, as a writer, you need to end things to have to put a period on it. Because when you don't, when you say, when people ask, is that a question or is that a statement? That applies to stories too. So when they don't end their stories and they don't, and they keep going, they don't have anything to say. So you're just kind of left wondering, is this a question or is this a statement? And there are going to be themes, obviously themes and such, but they won't be developed fully. They won't be, well, they may be developed, but they may go back on the themes because it has to keep, you have to undo yourself to keep moving. And, to keep moving in a way that's safe. So nothing happens. But I feel like the way I'm talking about conclusions, would be like the right time to end the video. So wait. One more season, 2 more seasons, a movie, DLC. Okay. The Boys is a show that claims to be political and edgy, but something tells me that its fans aren't the type to have an issue with porn. You see, all that edge and weird sex stuff is for the bad guys, and the good guys, well, they have straight sex. And sex. When you don't read out loud, you lose the muscle. I think I saw Shion's voice actor say that on a tweet because I was looking on a profile trying to get a read of who she was like, because I found her performance to be a little erotic. Anyways, it being The Boys, it uses American imagery for its villains, but doesn't actually commit to a critique of America because it can't. It's a TV show on Amazon, which is an American company, right? Or does its business in America. So it's an American company. The place, Amazon, by the way, is a place that proposed cages for their workers, and let's just say it's not going to go on a Marxist rant about how you need to overthrow the government. Well, because the time when it's okay to overthrow the government is when Homelander is the president. Does he become the president? I haven't seen it in a while. But what I'm saying is, okay. Remember what I just said, but this is the different thing. They're still allowed to make fun of Christians and blow up Muslims. There was a Muslim character who blew himself up. I remember that. Under neoliberalism, but they can't touch the Jews. This is because Zionism is white supremacy. You can't have anti-Israeli or American message, but you can have some corrupt, bald, bad guy that gives the viewer something to hate, someone to hate instead of something to hate. Oh my God, that was so poignant. It was so pregnant. Oh my God. I'm gonna say it again. You can't have anti-Israeli or American messages, but you can have some corrupt, bald, bad guys that give the viewer someone to hate instead of something. Ooh, sit with that. So, there we are. I guess, I guess I did the video. I can throw it away. The last thing is, point is, shit made by companies can't say anything because saying too much means that a finger gets pointed at the pedophile who's running the company. And then in pencil, because I wrote this later, I wrote celebrities aren't saviors because, well, think about it like this. And I guess this is the real end. In the same way that like a knight would be okay with, you know, killing peasants and protecting their king because the knight is fed well and sheltered and things like that. They get, you know, status and things like that. That is the reason why celebrities are all, for the most part, Zionists. And anytime there's like this big, that looks like a cat face, dude. I'm gonna take a picture of that. Anyways, it's on my sister's bed, which don't worry about it. What was I saying? The Zionist thing? Oh yeah. So anytime people, you know, they get surprised that, oh my God, this guy, I thought he was a nice guy, but he's evil. Yes, they're all evil. Like, you think at some point you would just not trust any of them, right? But no, there's no hope. Some people are born slaves, so they say. But that's not a good thing. You're not supposed to call people slaves or cattle. You're not supposed to say goy slug. You're not supposed to say that anymore because it's too right-wing-esque. But like, I can do that. You know, I've got like a punk thing going on right now. So, you know, it's okay for me to be transgressive and a little, you know, abrasive because it, you know, wakes the people up. Yeah. So that's how it's gonna be. That's it. I guess, you know, like the Digital Circus said, you killed Kane, you killed Jax, and you had a good time. You kill Drumpf. It's a throwback for you. You kill Drumpf, and you kill I don't know, fucking what's his face? What is that guy? He was in Fantastic Four. He could stretch. Kill everyone in the Fantastic Four, which I'm pretty sure has been some shitty comic. Kill Tom Holland and Zendaya together. Make it nice, comfy. Like what's his face? Kill Keith David. Can I say that? Because I'm just like wishing death on people. No, in Minecraft. Kill them in Minecraft. Get them in Minecraft so they can have fun and use Minecraft Hunger Games. Is that like a thing? Right?